Okay,
That's the
10K. Holy crap. And we're still going. 10K. We hit 10K around 5 in the morning, thanks to Jolly James for telling us.
we don't know who this person is.
But thank you for all the...
Yeah, but he's our number one, hands down, number one.
I guess we have...
He's our number one supporter.
I guess we finally have... we can say that we have a fan.
Yeah.
I hope we have a fan.
Is it an Indian person? It's not an Indian person.
No, Jolly James, bro. Jolly James is...
People make different names, though, on YouTube, so...
He's going to watch this video, so...
Yeah, he's definitely our number one supporter.
And we like you for that.
Down. So thank you for that.
Because he's been on top of our subscriber game more than we are. Because we were sleeping.
Like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning.
Yeah. So we saw the 10K thing, and I didn't see it till we woke up.
Same here, but he was already...
So Mac messaged.
He had already messaged or put it on the board or something.
Yeah. So thank you. So we've hit 10K.
Yeah.
Now, how to celebrate it? Because he said that you might, on camera, hype it down a little, because that's how you are.
I'm not hyping it down. I was super hyped.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. Even though I don't sound excited.
He just hyped it down.
It's exciting.
It is exciting. Okay.
Exciting. But you know what it is though? Like once you get like it's like greed, right? We were like hard to get to 1,000, and then once we got to that, and then this has been fast.
Yeah.
Like 1 to 10's been quick.
Yeah.
Very quick.
And we
like,
talked about that.
How long did it take us? Like a month, right?
Yeah.
So now you're almost like you get it in your head where you're like, well, that was not easy, but like 100,000 now should be the next
goal.
Audacious goal.
Yes.
So let's get to 100.
100. And then he said sponsors. Good question. So we've been approached for sponsors. Because we got approached by that clothing company as well. We got approached by, right? We have a few sponsors that want to come on. The thing is, we don't want to be too quick to sign on sponsors right away because...
Unless it's Monster.
Yeah, so like...
That's a difference.
My goal is that I want Monster or Red Bull to sponsor us, the gym, because our whole gym that'd be sick to have one of those compared, like,
yeah,
you know, something that actually relates to us. Like I use beard oil, right? The beard oil company that I use, I've used so many beard oil products before for my beard, but one of the companies that I use is one of the best ones. And so if I was to get sponsored, I would rather get sponsored by somebody that I actually use and I can promote properly.
Right.
Right. Again,
you should mention which beard oil that is, by the way, just if you want to mention it.
If you guys want to tag them,
you can Clubman?
Yeah, Clubman. If you want to use the...
I don't use beard oil, man. Like, I'll use it, but then I'll forget about it.
Bro, I literally go to the store. I order it online, but online it just takes... Sometimes I'm like running out. Right. I go to the store that I know has it, and I go there. For some reason, they only order a certain amount. Anyways. And I just pick up the whole shelf for myself, and I have it in my stock because I run out really quick. Like, I'm applying beard oil like 2-3 times a day. So
why? Why?
It's the weather here, right?
Oh,
in the cold, the beard gets really dry. So you got to apply the beard oil a few times a day just to keep it nice and smooth and shiny and good.
God, you guys in the beard game.
The secret. I've had the beard game since I was after puberty, like 17.
You can never go without not having a beard. Like, you was like so weird.
I did.
Like when you went like too low.
There was a one moment in my life that I had to do it because my beard was long. And it was the army, and I had to pass the gas chamber, and because the mask doesn't seal the gas on your beard,
you have to
And at that time, the Canadian Army didn't have anything for people with beards and stuff.
Yeah,
not just sex, but for people with beards and stuff. And so at that time, literally, I had to trim it. Either I had to come back home, go further,
or just trim it down,
and then so I ended up trimming it all the way. It's so weird. I have a picture of it. I didn't look in the mirror.
We'll put the picture up.
I didn't look. No, I did not look in the mirror for 3 days, bro. For 3 days, I didn't want to look in the mirror. My parents didn't. My mom didn't talk to me for at least a week until that was going on.
Hardcore mom.
Because no, it's just it was a hard thing for her, and I understood why.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay,
video to get.
So today's topic, and there's some context that I'll give after we watch this video, okay?
Was this recent?
This came up on Reddit.
Oh, okay.
And but it came up as I'm talking about the topic that we're
Right.
discussing.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, here's a perfect example as to why we're going to talk about this.
Right.
Okay.
Oh God, you a clown, nigga. You from here? You a clown. What, you gonna smack me with that? Smack me. Smack me. Smack me, nigga. Come on, yeah. Drop it.
Yeah, you got yours, buddy.
And he gets up right away.
Trying to throw hands.
Call me another fucking nigga. I don't give a fuck. Hey, man, you got you learned this lesson, man. Ain't no reason to be. Call me another nigga. Ain't no reason to find him out. Call me another fucking nigga.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay, okay. Good.
Good?
You're good.
You good now?
You're good.
I asked you not to call me a nigga.
So,
Well, I don't. We talked about it a little bit off camera. I don't say that word.
yeah. Now,
It's like very inappropriate.
it is very inappropriate. And this actually comes from a lot of things that I see from just this past weekend. I was
Right.
sitting at a lounge, and all I could hear from behind me, a few words over, is, the N word.
Were they Indian guys?
And that's the problem.
Oh.
It was Indian guys.
Like, okay, I think I know where you were.
Okay.
But anyways,
It was brown guys. And then I was like, wait, do they not know what this word means?
No, they-
or what it is, or what it reflects, or why are they saying it? And the N word is a big, strong word.
yeah.
It's a very strong word. And I just think the history of it is, there's so much history involved in
Did
it.
you go say anything to them?
No, I didn't. And I should have.
You should have.
I should have called them out on it. I was like,
Like, how were they saying it? Like, they were just saying it like
no.
that?
So you know how like,
Or they were saying it like in slang, or like
no, they were
saying
saying
it
it as, I think it's just their personality. How, hey, what up, what up?
Oh,
bro?
okay.
It wasn't like
they were all Indian though, or like brown. That's
yeah, they were brown. They were Indian for sure because they were speaking the language, but like they were saying it. And the thing is, I grew up hearing it so many times from our people, which is really weird. And then I realized that some of our songs, a lot of the new hip hop music, Punjabi music industry, a lot of the songs also contain that word.
really.
It's
I haven't heard it in any of the songs actually.
no, I'll send you some.
There's
There's
the Honey Sing type songs.
no, not the Honey Sings. It's more of like the guys that are coming out of Canada,
Oh, okay.
Punjabi
okay.
singers and
Like
rappers.
the guys out of BC and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
BC and Toronto, like the rap game and the hip hop game or the music industry from there is getting bigger, right, in the Punjabi industry.
Yeah, but if you look at like hip hop and like that culture, like the hip hop culture,
Yeah.
that's like, does it go hand in hand? Because black artists use that word, and then there's that. So now you have that blurred line, right? If black artists can use that word,
Yeah.
and then under the cover of hip hop, if they need to use it as a cover,
But they don't.
which they don't.
But they have the right to use that word because the whole reason for the black community to have that word is that they're taking that word back
I don't
the derogatory
I don't
word that it
agree,
used to be.
I don't agree with that. That's complete nonsense.
What do you mean?
This whole thing that you just said, that whole sentence,
Why?
they're taking this word back. Besides the complete like fluff of that sentence, like come on.
Okay.
If I start calling you Packy,
yeah.
that's me taking that word back from what white people that used to say it. So now all of a sudden, me just saying that I'm taking that power back. Like what power? The fact that you're using it still is enough to say that you still are giving them the power. Instead of abolishing the word, like it was a horrible word, stop using it in any context because it was a horrible word, used at a horrible time, etc., etc.
Okay.
People saying that we can use that word now because we're taking it back. Like, what does that even mean? Like taking it back? Like we're taking it
What
back.
community is allowed to say that?
When you hear that word, what's the first thing you think about?
What do you mean?
When you hear the N word, what do you think about first?
I'm thinking somebody's either being racist,
Yeah,
right?
right.
First thing there, or somebody is talking about the African or American.
Yeah. So when I think about that, it's
Black
the
community.
same thing, or I think about slavery.
slavery.
Yeah. So if you say that word
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing and first one or two or three things that you think about is slavery, that's a bad thing to be thinking about.
Mm-hmm.
For black people to be using that word, I don't understand that whole concept of we're taking it back. You're not taking it back. You're the fact that you continuously use that word,
Mm-hmm.
it means that you're never gonna get ever ahead of that word. Like grow out of that
I see.
that
I
brain,
know what
that
you mean. Yeah.
that fog.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like something like in our culture that would be really bad.
Yeah.
And we just continuously keep using it because it's quote unquote cool, or it's more like hip to use it.
Yeah.
Or we can say it now because we couldn't in the past. I don't get that whole concept.
No,
I mean, for Indian people to be saying it is completely inappropriate. Black people, they say it in music or other music, whatever. Maybe it's a cultural thing and they can say it. But that's fine.
yeah. No, and I'm glad you brought that point up too, because like we've been called Paki, like I've been called Paki all the time. That's like the first go-to racist.
I was
word
called
to
it when I
say.
was growing up. Yeah.
But then I thought about it, and I'm like, why am I giving it so much power? Because even if they're calling me Paki, great. Maybe I'm from Pakistan. I don't know, right? That's the worst that might come out of it, right? When it comes to like, oh, they're calling me like a Taliban or like, you know, one of those guys, it gets to the extreme. Racist words can get to the extreme, obviously.
Sure.
Right? Now, coming back to the N word here, because the reason why I'm talking about it now is the fact that I heard it from, you know, Indian people. I also grew up, like, somebody had called me out on it too.
Yeah.
Not just me. I wasn't saying it, but somebody had called out because they read like a post that I had made.
Right.
And somebody commented. One of my friends commented, "What up, N word?"
Yeah.
Right. And
And
one of my
he's Indian?
friends, he was Indian.
Okay.
Right. And one of my friends, who I went to school with, she really got offended.
She was black.
She's black. Okay. She got really offended at somebody because she saw the post.
Yeah.
And so she got really offended and she called me out on it because she's like, why is your friend using this word? Does he not understand where this word is from? Or like, you know, because she actually got offended. And obviously I did my research and I understood like what the word is. But I figured we'll watch a quick little video here and maybe that'll give a little bit more, you know, explanation as to what this word is.
Sure.
Good?
I'm seriously blaming Kanye West for the fact that I even need to make this video. What's up, everybody? Chase here. It's a shame that I feel like I even need to make this video, but I want to answer a question, as you already know by the title of this video. Why is the N-word still so offensive today? Now, that seems like a conversation I've been having with people over and over again for my entire life, for at least since 2005 when Kanye dropped that Gold Digger track. No, he doesn't repeat the word broke twice, if you know what I'm talking about. I am not gonna be using the word in this video, but it will pop up whether on the screen or a clip. So if that does offend you, well, stick around and see why it should. It's obvious that this word is offensive to many. I mean, we don't even use the word, we call it the N-word when talking about it. But still, it seems like every couple months something's popping up in the news where someone has to apologize because it slipped out of their mouth or they said it intentionally. So it brings a spark back into the conversation about why is the word so offensive? Well, let's start in the very beginning. Where did the word come from? While no one can trace with 100% certainty where the word came from to where it is now, we do know that it started with the Latin word Niger, which means black. The Spanish ended up changing the spelling of the word and the French changed the spelling, and that's where it gets kind of complicated when you're trying to figure out what did this person mean with the word. But what we do know is that by the early 1800s, this word was used very frequently in America in a derogatory fashion towards people of color.
Your name is Toby. What's your name?
Toby.
Hi. That's a good.
Now, regardless of the etymology, one thing that we have to realize is that when it comes to words and their meanings today, their meaning is derived by how hearers interpret those words, not by what the words originally meant. So that brings us to our second question. What does the N-word mean today? Now, I think that almost all the uses of the word today can be put into one of three categories. The first one is the obvious, and that's just being derogatory. That's just trying to bring someone down by using words that indicate that that person is below you. Now, this isn't just used towards people of color. I mean, there's many phrases that the N-word is just slapped onto to bring a derogatory meaning towards people who aren't even black.
It's the atomic bomb of racial slurs. Palestinians, the niggers of the Middle East.
Yeah.
The Irish, the niggers of Europe. If you want to put somebody down, analogize them to...
Yeah, I've heard that. I forgot about the sand N-word.
Yeah. You
I
heard that?
heard that in movies too.
Yeah.
And that to me is kind of like when the people say that about us, it's kind of funny.
Yeah, remember somebody commented that on one of our videos too. Remember that monkey and then the N-word?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah, somebody's...
Take offense to that? Honestly.
No.
Uh,
I
I don't take offense to many things, but I can say that I was not affected 100%.
yes.
Part of me was a little bit like, you just kind of feel like, oh, what the hell,
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
But you don't care. I don't carry it on in my day. I just like, oh, that's unfortunate. But then when you're putting stuff out on the internet, there's gonna be the good, the bad, and the ugly. So
Yeah, exactly.
you just
You
get
get,
on with it. And some people are just just poor.
we're becoming so professional by the amount of subscribers we're getting that we don't let that shit bother us.
We don't care about the hate mail. But
We're getting better at it. My point was gonna be like, yes, like the video that we saw first, where the guy is, because he's saying the N-word to the store clerk,
yeah,
but then there's also another.
he shouldn't be
Amer-
saying it at all.
He wasn't saying, yeah, he shouldn't have. And then that's where it escalated.
What's also interesting is that a lot of our English phrases today use this word before it was deemed offensive. For example, in eeny, meeny, miny, mo, they weren't originally trying to catch a tiger by its toe. So the first usage of the word is that it's
crazy.
derogatory.
I
Now
did
the
not
word's
know that.
That's that actually isn't that like a nursery rhyme?
Yeah,
So
eeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. Yeah, but it was catch a N by its toe. That's
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know that either. Did you guys know that? Let us know in the comments.
Wow.
as a sort of endearing word. Now we're not going to get into the whole A versus ER. And I think that most people who are black have kind of set up their mind where they stand on that conversation. So we're not really going to get into that. But I think that there's a third usage of the word. And this is where I find myself having to have these conversations most of the time. And that's amongst people who are not black that use the word either in a joke or when they're quoting something in a song. They themselves don't see this as being a racist use of the word. But does that make it all right? Well, this leads to the final question, and that's, why is the N-word still offensive today? Well, let's look back at those three categories. The first one is obviously offensive because it's used in a demeaning fashion. There's never a good excuse to belittle anyone. So I don't even think we need to spend much time on this first one. But what about people who are just using it as a joke or just using it trying to quote song lyrics? Well, first of all, I believe that this word is so closely tied to the sufferings that black people went through years ago and still endure today, that eradicates any possibility of someone using this word if they're not black and disassociating that meaning completely. Now, I'm not trying to stand up here and say that I speak for every single black person. I mean, you might have a black friend who lets you use that word around them. But the majority of black people, self-included, do still view the usage of that word by people who aren't black as tied to the worst parts in our
100%.
culture's history.
Yeah.
Now, is that a double standard for me to get up here and say that some black people can use the word and white people can't use the word?
I don't care if black people use the word. They could use the word.
Yeah.
They could go, they're using it, they can use it. But our people in our culture, which you said that you've heard it, I've actually heard it too, maybe not. I think about it. I think I have heard it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, our people swear like nobody's business too,
Yeah.
by the way.
Yeah.
Like God.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be used.
No.
And yeah, that guy got due justice in that video there where he gets smashed in the face by that Monster cast. It's a good commercial for Monster. I can't believe he got hit in the face and he jumped up. Like,
Yeah,
so
he was
quickly.
ready to go.
I would have been like,
Yeah.
Okay, that's my wake up.
But did you
point."
notice? Did you notice the other people in that video, like that were standing in the back? They didn't want to get involved because they knew that guy was in the wrong.
I thought they didn't want to get involved. They probably wanted him to get his ass kicked. Come on.
Yeah,
Everybody has human instinct. Everybody is like a predator here. They're like, if he's getting, his,
it was dude.
Yeah.
it wasn't. He wasn't wrong. It was.
But our people should not be saying it. And they should understand where the word comes from.
And I think that's what the problem is that
They don't understand.
They don't know what. They don't actually understand what this word means, and they've never been taught or educated on as to why this word is offensive.
I feel like even if they knew, they'd still use it because they're just very arrogant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well,
It's just true.
it is true. Yes.
They're just arrogant people.
Black people can use the word and white people can't use the word? Is that fair? Well, again, this goes back to the fact that the meaning of a word is derived by the person who's hearing it, not what the person saying it intends to mean. And we know that different words can be used by certain people and not by other people. The best way that I've heard this described is that if I'm sitting at a restaurant chilling with my wife and I put my arm around her and call her baby or honey, I'm allowed to do that because she's my wife. But if another man comes up and does the exact same thing, we're gonna have some problems, right? It's kind of weird because I don't actually call her that. I just call her Amanda, but that's a whole nother conversation. Deep down, we know that different words can be used by different people in different contexts. So this isn't a double standard. So what about that final category? What about black people who use that word in relating towards each other?
Truth is, you're not gonna stop people from saying the word. Especially when you say it as much as when we say it, as much as we say it. And we're not always gonna look around and make sure you know white people around. Hey, listen here, you know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do that either.
I personally try not to use that word. And I have great friends and family members who do, and there's no animosity between us because of it. But then again, if someone who wasn't black used that same exact word towards me, I would be uncomfortable. So I hope this answered at least a few questions that you might have had. I'm sure that this will be popping back up in the news anytime now.
I agree with that take. It pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, you know, like now when it comes down to our people, and let's just say the music itself, right? That word shouldn't be in there.
No.
In any music in there, right?
I don't know what artists are. I mean, you have to show me this song afterwards, but
I'll show you that.
yeah, they should not be using that word.
Yeah. And it's
But our people, man, the new artists coming out, they just can't help themselves. They're trying to be so much like that
culture.
culture that it's just it's like they just can't help themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like you see it like in the videos and the rap video type hip hop videos, the car. I mean, it's fine. It's the culture, hip hop culture, but you don't need to use the word.
No.
Oh no, use karo. Siddhi gal.
Yeah. And I don't think because you got to see that like there's people around you that might hear this. Like if I was the only one there, that was whatever, right? Like I heard it, but if there was another black person, how would they feel about it, right?
I'm sure there's black people that are on the film crews.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are.
Oh yeah. Yeah, for music videos and stuff.
tons
Yeah.
of them.
And so it kind of, and then the whole thing about like, oh, that the person's giving me permission.
No, there's no permission.
Yeah.
Whoever comes up to you gives you permission is an idiot. Sorry. Who the fuck are you to give somebody permission to use a word? Like,
No, but
you
that-
stand for all of black people all of the sudden? That's the most stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. You can use this now because you're like a inaugurated black person. That's such hokey pokey nonsense.
I grew up around.
I
grew
don't
up around
care.
black
You
people,
grew up around it. You were born into it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Can't use the word unless
No,
you're like
yeah.
a black person.
Yeah. I've been given permission. I still don't use it. I can't. I
There's
can't
no
say that
permission
word.
for those things, man. No. Anyways, that's it. Nothing. Just don't use the word, especially if you're Indian.
Yeah.
Jeez. Don't even use the SN word. SN.
Yeah.
The sand.
The sand N words. Don't use that either. Okay.
I've actually heard that in like Hollywood films.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Casino. Go watch it. Robert De Niro.
Oh no way.
Yeah. Joe Pesci.
Crazy.
Check it out.
Again, I guess it's the power that you get.
That to me is funny because I don't take offense to it, but it's like funny.
Yeah, I guess the context
that's-
also
yeah.
applies, right?
Yeah, I think that's more for Arabs, but anyways,
Yeah.
that's not the point. It's not-
Listen, brown people can't say the N
I'll
word.
go there.
Okay, I'm gonna stand on that. Brown people cannot say the N word.
No, please don't say it.
Yeah.
It's cringe.
No.
It's bad. Okay, we're done, man. We're done.
All right.
We're good.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next
Yeah.
video. Make sure you guys keep hitting that subscribe button, like, comment. Let us know your guys' thoughts on this, and see you tomorrow.
See you.